Today in gameranx, we present the best TVs for 4K gaming. If you're looking to get into 4K console gaming and need a good 4K TV to do so, we're going to try to help you out with that. We've done our research, and judging by the specs and word of mouth, we think that these are the best choices. Now keep in mind, the best versions of these TVs in our experience average between 50 and 65 inches. So this is for someone who's looking for a badass TV between those two sizes. And just to let you know, everything we talk about today will be linked down in the description if you want to check it out. And starting at number 5, we have the Vizio M-Series 55-inch. This is basically the best entry-level TV if you're looking to jump onto the console 4K gaming train. This is also the best low-cost entry TV for HDR. While you obviously aren't going to get as good of an image compared to some more expensive and powerful TVs, this is a great way to get your foot in the door. It supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision, so you'll be set up with both, but it does lack the 10-bit color depth and wide color gamut of the other TVs on this list. The TV also comes with a 6-inch Android tablet that acts as the remote. You'll be using this to control the smart casting elements of the TV as well, using it for apps like Hulu and Netflix. And the tablet is a bit annoying to use. I have a P-Series TV personally, and I only use the remote for streaming and for changing the TV settings. Besides that, I use the second remote that it comes with, which has the basic functions like volume, power on and off, play and pause, stuff like that. And while the tablet is a really cool idea, I just don't think it's super useful to have. So with this TV, what you see is what you get. There's nothing special going on here. It's just a nice entry-level TV for under $1,000. And up next, at number 4, we have the Sony X930D 55-inch. This TV has better picture quality and viewing angles than the Vizio M-Series. And if you're looking to get as close as you can to an OLED display without spending your life savings, this isn't a bad choice. And as far as Sony TVs go, this one has killer brightness and contrast. The input lag on this TV is probably its biggest downfall. At 1080p, it hits 36.2 milliseconds, and at 4K HDR, you're getting 58.8 milliseconds, which is a little high for gaming, but is still doable. But this set does really well with motion blur. The response time is only 10.6 milliseconds, so watching sports or playing a fast-paced shooter like Doom will look really good here. Gaming-wise, that's definitely its strong suit. Native 4K content and 1080p content both look great on this TV as well, so if you're playing a game that only supports 1080p or watching a Blu-ray, you're still getting an awesome picture. This TV also has really good 3D support if you actually care about that. I don't really know if people actually still care about that, but if you do, you got it with this TV. And for number 3, we have the Vizio P-Series 65-inch. For the size and quality of this TV, it's a pretty good deal. Now, you're definitely going to want to go for the bigger size with this TV because a 50-inch model only has a 60Hz refresh rate, and the other sizes have a 120Hz refresh rate. And just like the M-Series, the P-Series does ship with the Android tablet that works as a remote and is also used to stream content and use other apps. Like I said before, I have a P-Series TV, and messing around with the settings using the tablet is much nicer than using the traditional remote, but I still just prefer the traditional remote overall. This is a great TV for gaming, seeing that the motion blur response time is only 10.2 milliseconds and the input lag at 1080p at 60Hz being only 16.3 milliseconds, and at 4K at 60Hz with HDR being 43.8. It works out pretty well. Because of the low input lag, the TV looks great during fast parts of whatever game you're playing. The HDMI 5 port is a game low latency port, which will have your games running even smoother, but you will have to sacrifice the HDR, so you have to pick and choose what you want. I have my console set up to the normal ports with HDR running, and I think it looks awesome. The biggest miss with this TV is definitely the sound quality. It doesn't get too loud, and it sounds only okay, so you might want to invest in a nice gaming headset or a nice soundbar. Up next, number 2, we have the LG OLED 55-inch B6P. Okay, so now we're talking about an OLED display, which is a whole different kind of beast. If you've ever seen an OLED display in person, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I remember getting the Vita the day it came out, and I still remember how bright and vibrant that screen was. This TV has one of the best pictures available right now, and it's on par with more expensive OLED TVs as well. With this TV, you can get one of the best HDR experiences. While it may not have the best brights on the market, it does have some of the darkest darks that you can get. And while the input lag isn't something to rave about with it clocking in at 34.2 milliseconds in game mode, the motion blur response time here is 0.1 milliseconds. So you're getting super smooth transition because there's little to no motion blur. You're also getting pretty good picture quality when viewing at an angle too, if you don't play sitting directly in front of your TV. The big issue this TV has is with its automatic backlight limiter. It can cause the full screen brightness to be low, and it can be easily affected by any light or glare that you may have going on in the room. But besides that, overall this TV is a very solid buy, and you're gonna get a really gorgeous picture. And finally, at number 1, we have the Samsung KS8000 60-inch. This is going to be one of the best all-around TVs that you can get. The brightness on this TV is great, and it really helps make the HDR pop, and also helps to handle reflections. If you're watching or playing anything in 1080p, you're going to get a really good picture, but if you're doing any of that in 4K, you're going to get an insanely good picture. 4K content on this TV really pops, and it's super sharp. It has a motion blur response time of 18 milliseconds and has an input lag of 20.9 milliseconds at 1080p at 60 Hz and 21.1 milliseconds at 4K at 60 Hz with HDR. So this TV's input lag and motion blur is pretty low, which makes it great for gaming. That, mixed with the awesome picture you're getting, might have you melting into your couch because of how good Horizon Zero Dawn can look on this TV. This TV's biggest downfall, though, is that it doesn't have the best viewing angles. So if you'd be setting this TV up a certain way that would have you viewing from the side, I'd rethink the purchase or maybe figure out a way to rearrange your room so you can get the best viewing angle that you can. And those are our choices for the best 4K TVs for gaming based off of our research, but we want to hear from you guys. Did you guys have any 4K TVs that are worth mentioning, or do you plan on getting a 4K TV anytime soon? Also, hitting that like button really helps us out, and if you're new here, subscribing is a good idea because we put up videos like this every single day. And the best way to get them is with a subscription to the channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on gameranx.